Okay, here I go with another quick wing it. Real easy. I chopped up. I got some chuck roast that you'd make pot roast with. It's got a lot of fat to it. I trimmed 90% of it off. This little piece I left a little on, but as you can see, I sliced it into thin pieces like this. I'm pretty good with a knife, so why don't you guys try this at home? It might cut your hand off, but yeah, I cut it really thin. You can see it's just a little flap of skin or muscle. You know, so that's what I do. I slice it up really thin. You know, and I could marinate that. Normally I'd marinate it overnight, but I don't have time. I want to eat tonight, so this is just me winging something, not really thinking. So a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of peanut oil. I did get the Jasmine Success boil and bag rice because I am not a good rice cooker and I'm lazy about it. So I'm waiting for my Thai wife to come here and cook rice for me because I don't cook rice for shit. If it ain't in that bag, I can't cook it. I got one brown egg, some onion, Spanish onion or yellow onion, some baby portobello mushrooms. Yeah. So chop those up. Got some cabbage and I chopped that up really fine. I chopped my carrot spears myself. As you see, I sliced all that carrot. Yes, I'm pretty good. This is bok choy, so some greens or bok choy. Also for sauces, I've got hoisin sauce, so you guys can see it. Some black soy, mushroom flavored soy, and I have some regular Japanese soy, which I might use a little bit of. I'm not going to use this mushroom flavored soy. I don't really like that anymore as much. So I'm going to swing all this together in a stir fry. Okay, so I 86'd the mushroom flavored soy to use the regular Japanese soy. And we'll get rid of this for now. I don't feel like putting that into this dish. Okay, and I can't forget this, garlic. Yes, fresh garlic clove. Alright, so here we go. They got the garlic. I chopped it all up real fine and getting ready to start cooking. Like I said, I'm just winging this dish. This isn't something that I ever make. Like, I almost never ever use bok choy. Like, I'm starting to use this to try to... my wife's Asian. I've never used bok choy, but, you know, I figured I bought it. I could try it out. I don't know much about it, so I'm going to see how it goes with this dish. Okay, so real quick, I threw a marinade together, and basically all I did was I threw in a little salty soy. See, that's salty. And remember, a lot of Asian cooking salty and sweet. So I threw in the black soy on that, and then to give it a little bit of a nip, a little bit of a spicy nip, I put in the hoisin sauce, which has a little bit more of a bitter taste. So you got the salty, sweet, bitter all mixed together here, and that's how Asians like to have their food, as most of you know. So I'm marinating it while I cook the rice. So I'm going to start the rice now, and I figure let it marinate a little bit. And there we go. Okay, so I shot a little bit of the peanut oil and sesame oil, just a little bit of sesame oil. I shot it down there in the pan, and I'm letting that heat up, get it real piping hot, and I'm going to dump my garlic in. In goes my garlic. Just going to let that sizzle a little bit. Turn my heat down to medium. Alright, I'm already overcooking. Now I'm throwing the marinated meat in. I'm just kind of spreading it out. Now grab it, start flipping it a little. Again, I'm using beef. Normally I use pork with this, but today I got a pretty good deal on this roast, so I chopped it up. Okay, now I'm going to throw some greens in. I'm going to grab the bok choy. I think this needs to cook a little more than most of this dish. Throw some bok choy in there. I've never really worked with this vegetable, so we'll see. Hopefully it softens up nicely into this dish. And I'm going to take some of my cabbage there. Throw some of that cabbage in there now. Start mixing this all up. And I'm going to pull out my sugar here in a second too, because I want to also use sugar in this dish in a little bit when I want to thicken it up a little. It'll cut the saltiness too of it. Acidic, the acidics of it. Looking good already, huh? You know what? While we're at this point, let's throw our carrot in. Throw some of that carrot in there. I sliced these myself into these thin little pieces. I was good at chopping wood and making kindling, so I'm pretty good at chopping this stuff up thin too. There we go, we've thrown our carrot in here. Now we're going to mix it around, get it all down in there good. I'm going to throw the rest of the juice that was from that marinade, which is a mixture of black soy and salty soy sauce, sweet and sour. Sweet, salty, and bitter, because I have hoisin in there too. So, start doing that up. Be ready for some egg here in a little bit. Alright, so that bok choy is softening up rather nice. Damn, I'm a good cook. And like I said, Christmas is coming. Anybody wants to get me a food processor, I'll be more than thankful. I'll give you guys my address. I'll post it on this video. I'll be in Thailand, but hey, I'll get it back. I'll get it when I come back. All right. So here we're gonna add some onion. Get all that onion in there. That's a yellow or Spanish onion. That's scallion. I probably should have put scallion in here, but yeah, nah. I think this onion will work just fine. Now I don't really do. Now you can use hot peppers in here too, especially Thai chilies. Crush them up and put them in here. I have an ulcer, so I can't eat hot stuff. So that's why I don't really cook with much really hot pepper and stuff like that. I can barely handle the onions. Lens getting a little fogged. Okay. So I have all these mushrooms. Well, let's put them in too. I don't want to lose the portobello in here, right? Quite a bit more than I realized I was making. So now we're going to let this cook down too. We got to get the mushrooms all nice and soft and let them absorb all those flavors. This is smelling so good. I think I outdid myself this time. Thank you, honey. I can thank my wife for showing me some Thai cooking, which is starting to show me how to do all this stir-fry stuff and everything. From the Thai ingredients that I wasn't real familiar with prior to going there. My wife has introduced me to this type of cooking, so I've been making fusion, a lot of fusion dishes with her knowledge. Put a little more of the cabbage in. Just because I want to see a little more of that green in there. Got a nice little gravy in the bottom of this. Haven't had to add any more sauces. I will add some sugar here in a second. Might have to write this recipe down after this and make it again. It smells really, really good. Now I've gone and decided, by looking at this, I decided to double up my egg. So instead of one egg, I'm going to use 2 into this dish. And I think that's going to taste really, really, really good. So, let's see. Alright, so we're going to let it cook a little more. Okay, so now I've cooked it down quite a bit and I'm ready for my eggs. So again, I'm going to... Oop, that one broke a little more than I wanted it to. Saw shells on these. There we go. Rinse my hand real quick. And then immediately what I'm going to do is go mush it up. I should have pushed all the meat to the other side too. Wasn't thinking. Oh well, it'll work. It'll cook in. Might just take it a little bit, but it'll cook. There we go. Normally I would push the meat and all the veggies and everything this way, out of the way of the egg, and then I'd let the egg cook in that spot and mix it all up real good. Almost like scrambling it, but not. You know, you want it to have chunks of white and yellow in it. There we go. Okay, now I've mixed it up a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of white sugar. I should use brown sugar too. And I'm just doing a little bit of sugar in here. And that's just to thicken the sauce a little bit. Or the juice. That and cut any acidics that are in here and stuff, acids and all that good stuff. But this actually doesn't have much in it, so it's actually pretty good. Definitely didn't get the egg as fluffy as I wanted because I didn't move the meat out of the way, but that's fine. It's still in there, it'll taste great. Now I'll add the rice. And I just threw in my already cooked boil and bag jasmine rice. Jasmine's Thai, so this will, most jasmine rice comes out of Thailand, so this is, I guess you could call this somewhat a Thai dish, really, because I'm using a lot of Thai cooking technique here that I learned while in Thailand, so. Oh yeah, it's gonna look really nice. So there you go, that's how you do it. So I just stir it around, you know, give it a good mix. Just keep flipping the rice. I added a half a cup of water to this just to keep it nice and moist. And now I think I'm ready. I'm gonna taste it, see if I want to put a little more black soy in it. You know what? I don't think it needs it. I think it's really good the way it is. So there we go. I mean, you could add a little more black soy if you like. Not salty, but the sweet soy. And there we go. Wayne's stir-fried rice dish. I don't even know what to call this. I'm definitely putting it in my cookbook. Okay, so there you go. Finished this. Even though this really wasn't a Cooking with Wayne show, this was kind of me just in the kitchen cooking dinner for myself. But that's pretty much how it goes. So again, you did the cooking, let them do the dishes. Thank you, and that's Wayne. I'm out of here.